Hello everyone, welcome to Indian IAS. So in this world mapping series, we are going to discuss North American continent. So first we will begin with the salient features of North American continent as a whole. Then we will discuss about the salient physical features of North American continent one by one. Okay. So what are the characteristics of the North American continent as a whole? First is the North America is a continent entirely within the northern hemisphere and almost all within the western hemisphere. Okay, it can also be considered as northern subcontinent of the Americas. It is bordered to the north by the Arctic Ocean, to the east by the Atlantic Ocean, to the west and south by the Pacific Ocean, and to the southeast by South America and the Caribbean Sea. North America is the third largest continent by area, following Asia and Africa. Means Asia is the largest continent, then Africa, and then third largest continent is North America. And the fourth by the population after Asia, Africa, and Europe. So in terms of population, it is fourth, and in terms of area, it is third. So the continent includes three large countries: Canada, the United States of America, and Mexico, and other seven small states of Central America and the island of the West Indies. Okay. So in the northwest, the Bering Strait separates it from Asia, and in the southeast, the Isthmus of Panama joins it to the South America. So we can divide the regional division of North America into five parts. That is the mountainous west, the Great Plains, the Canadian Shield, the varied eastern region, and the Caribbean region. So first we will discuss about the mountainous west. When we talk about the mountainous west, we cannot forget the Rocky Mountains because it's one of the most important mountain range of Northern America. So let's talk about the Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountains are young mountains, rise in the west. The most familiar of these mountains are probably the Rockies, North America's largest chain. Okay, the Rockies stretch from the province of British Columbia, Canada, to the US state of New Mexico. The Rocky Mountains are part of a system of parallel mountain ranges known as the Cordilleras. Okay, so do remember that they are called as Cordilleras. Or you know what is Cordillera? Cordillera is a long series of mountain ranges. So the Sierra Madre, the mountain system, is part of the Cordillera. The Sierra Madre stretch from the southwestern United States to Honduras. Okay, the Sierra Madre includes many high volcanoes that stretches across Mexico. Now we will discuss about the various deserts in this area. The three major desert regions of the North America are the Sonoran, the Mojave, and the Chihuahuan, are all in American Southwest and Northern Mexico. The Sonoran is in the rain shadow of the coast ranges, the Mojave is in the shadow of the Sierra Nevada, and the Chihuahuan is in the shadow of the Sierra Madre. Now, next vertical is the Great Plains. The Great Plains lie in the middle of the continent. The deep, rich soil blanket large area of the plains in Canada and the United States. So we can say the stretches from the Canada and the USA. And grain grown in this region is called the breakfast of the North America. Again, I am repeating, it is called the bread basket of the Northern America. Feeds because it feeds a large part of the world. Now, the next vertical is the Canadian Shield. Canadian Shield is a raised but relatively flat plateau. So the characteristic of the Canadian Shield is it is a flat plateau. It extends over eastern, central, and the northwestern Canada. Next vertical is the eastern region. This varied region includes the Appalachian Mountains and the Atlantic coastal plain. You can look at the map, which is the eastern coast. It includes the Appalachian Mountains and the Atlantic coastal plain. So it is part of the eastern region. Now the next one is the Caribbean region. You all well know the in cricket West Indies team. So the West Indies team includes the various states of the Caribbean region, and for more reference you can look at the map. Now the Caribbean region includes more than 7,000 islands, islets, reefs and cays. The region's islands and the smaller islets are varied in their topography. Some have relatively flat and sandy terrain, while others are rugged, mountainous, and volcanic. Category is the major lakes in North America. So let's discuss one by one. Lake Superior. Lake Superior is the largest lake of North America and the world's largest freshwater lake. Do remember this point, it's very important. The world's largest freshwater lake in terms of surface area. Okay, it is one of the 5 great lakes. As we know, there are 5 great lakes. It is one of them, which sits along the border between the United States and Canada. Now, next lake is Lake Huron. Lake Huron is the second largest lake in North America. So, first one was Superior, and the second one is Lake Huron. And it is also one of the United States or Canada bordering Great Lakes. It lies between Ontario in Canada and the United States, Michigan. Okay, so it creates a border between the Ontario in Canada and Michigan in US. Now, the next lake is Lake Michigan. Michigan is the third largest lake on the continent. It is the only great lake among the 5 lakes, does not border Canada. So it's very important point that out of 5 great lakes, Michigan is the only lake which does not border Canada. So rest of 4 are bordering Canada. Several major cities sit along its shores, including Chicago in Illinois. Okay, so Chicago is the border of Michigan. Lake Michigan's extensive and impressive shoreline also brings many tourists to the area each year. So it's a major tourist place. Now, Great Bear Lake. Great Bear Lake is the largest lake entirely in Canada. Okay, so it does not border any country or any state. Okay, so Great Bear Lake is the largest lake entirely in Canada and the 4th largest in North America in terms of surface area. It is located in the boreal forest of the Northwest Territories and crosses the Arctic Circle. Now, the next lake is Great Slave Lake. Great Slave Lake is actually the deepest lake in North America. So, it is the deepest lake in North America with an average depth of 41 meters but a maximum depth of 614 meters. So, in terms of surface area, it is the 5th largest lake in North America. So, the characteristics includes of Great Slave Lake, it is the deepest lake and the 4th largest in North America. Now, next one is Lake Erie. Lake Erie is one of the greatest lake among the Great 5 Lakes and 6 on the list of the largest lake in North America. So, 5 these Great Lakes are the 1 to 5 in terms of surface area, and this is the 6th largest lake of North America. It also borders several different states including Michigan, New York, Ohio and Pennsylvania, as well as the province of Ontario. Now, the next important lake is Lake Winnipeg. So, it is the largest and shallow lake in the Canadian province. Okay, so it is the largest lake of Canada. It is best known for its beautiful white sand beaches. Now, the next important lake is Ontario. Lake Ontario is the smallest of the Great Lakes. Okay, so जो 5 Great Lakes हैं, this is the smallest lake of among them by area, and despite its name, it is not entirely Canadian and borders with the province of Ontario and the state of New York also. Okay, its outflow is the St. Lawrence River. Means St. Lawrence Rivers originates from this Lake Ontario. Okay. Now the next lake is Lake Nicaragua. Lake Nicaragua, also known as Lago Coquibolca, is a freshwater lake in Nicaragua with an average surface area of 8,264 feet, which makes it the 9th largest lake in North America and the largest in Central America. Do remember this fact for prelims examination. It is the largest lake in Central America. Now the next important lake is Lake Athabasca. The lake is significant due to its fish population, and the commercial fishing industry in the area forms the primary economy of the region. So when you talk about the industrial region related to the marine activity or the fishing, the areas nearby Lake Athabasca are very important. Drainage system. So we can categorize the entire drainage system into 3 parts. Rivers draining into the Atlantic Ocean, rivers draining into the Pacific Ocean, and the rivers draining into the Arctic Ocean. So let's discuss first The rivers draining into the Atlantic Oceans. The rivers like Lawrence, Mississippi, Missouri, and Rio Grande are the important river which drains into the Atlantic Ocean. So let's discuss one by one. St. Lawrence River. It connects the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean, originating from the eastern end of Lake Ontario, and it flows out towards the ocean. At the very end, it gets wide and turns into the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It flows close to the border between the United States and Canada. Now the next important river is the river Mississippi. Mississippi River is the second longest river in North America, flowing north-south. Missouri, Tennessee, and Ohio rivers are the major tributaries of this river. With its tributaries, the Mississippi drains all are part of 31 US states and 2 provinces of Canada. The river has emerged as one of the busiest commercial waterways in the world, and the river originates from the Lake of Itasca in the northern Minnesota, and it flows generally south for approximately 2,000 miles to Mississippi River's delta in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the next important river is the Missouri River. It is the longest river in the North America, originating in the Rocky Mountains of western Montana. It flows east and south for approximately 2,300 miles before entering the Mississippi River north of south of St. Louis. Now the next important river is Rio Grande River. Rio Grande, or it is also known as Rio Bravo, as it is known in Mexico, extends approximately 2,000 miles and considered the 5th longest river in North America and the 20th longest river across the world. Its headwaters are located in San Juan Mountains of Colorado in the southern Rockies. So you remember it originates from the San Juan Mountains of Colorado in the southern Rockies. It's river flowing into the Pacific Ocean. So the first important river we will discuss is Yukon River. Yukon River is the third longest river in North America, and it is the longest river in Yukon and Alaska province. It is flowing northwest from the coastal range mountains of northern British Columbia through the Yukon Territory and Alaska to the Bering Sea. The source of Yukon River is the Llewellyn Glacier at the southern end of the Alton Lake in British Columbia. Now the next important river is Fraser River. Fraser is the longest river within British Columbia, which is a province of Canada, rising at Fraser Pass near Black Rock Mountain in the Rocky Mountain Range and flows for approximately 1500 kilometers into the state of Georgia at the city of Vancouver. Okay. Now next river is Columbia River. It is the 4th largest river by volume, not in terms of area, by volume in the North America. Do remember the differentiation between the longest or any superlative river in terms of area and in terms of volume. Okay, so Columbia River is the 4th largest river by volume in the North America, originating at Columbia Lake in the Rocky Mountain Trench of southeastern British Columbia at about approximately 2,700 feet above the sea level. Now the next important river is San Joaquin River. It is the longest river of Central California in the United States. So it is the major river of California. It begins in the high Sierra Nevada. So it originates from the mountain of Sierra Nevada, draining rich agriculture region of the northern San Joaquin Valley before reaching the Pacific Ocean. And that is why it is known as the San Joaquin River, because of the name of the valley, Northern San Joaquin Valley. Now, the next important river which drains into the Pacific Ocean is Colorado River. So it is one of the major rivers of North America, originating in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, US, and flowing generally west and south for approximately 2,400 kilometers and drains into the Gulf of California in the northwestern Mexico. This river is also known as for its dramatic canyons, so dramatic rivers, which white water rapids, and 11 US national parks. So in terms of cultural presentation, it is also one of the important river of North America. The tributaries of Colorado River of North America are the Gila, the San Juan, and the Green, and the Gunnison River. Okay, so these are all rivers which drains into the Pacific Ocean. Now let's discuss the river flowing into the Arctic Ocean. So the first river is the river Mackenzie. Mackenzie River System is the second largest river system in North America after Mississippi Missouri River. As we know that the Mississippi Missouri River System is the largest river system of North America. So Mackenzie River System is the second largest river system. Now it flows along a course of approximately 4,300 kilometers from its headwaters in the Filne Rivers to its drainage into the Beaufort Sea in the Arctic Ocean. Next important river of this vertical is the Churchill River. It is an important river of Alberta of Canada from the head of the Churchill Lake. It's 1609 kilometers long, draining into the Hudson Bay. So do remember that the river drains into the Hudson Bay, which ultimately connect with the Arctic Ocean. Now the next important river is Nelson River. It travels along 700 kilometers northward from Lake Winnipeg to Hudson Bay, and its total drainage area covers approximately 8 lakh square kilometers. Major seas in the North America. We will start with the Caribbean Sea. Caribbean Sea is the sub-oceanic basin bordered by coast of Venezuela, Colombia, and Panama in the south. To the west, it is surrounded by the Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, and the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. To the north, it is surrounded by the Greater Antilles Island of Cuba, Hispaniola, Jamaica, and the Puerto Rico. And to the east, it is surrounded by the north-south chain of the Lesser Antilles, consisting of the island arc that extends from the Virgin Island in the northeast to Trinidad. So next is the Beaufort Sea. Beaufort Sea is situated in the north of Canada and Alaska and is known to be the marginal sea of Arctic Ocean, covering an area of approximately 2 lakh square miles and the average depth of 3239 feet. Next important is the Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay is known as the second largest bay in the world, which encompasses an area of approximately 1230,000 square kilometer and large body of salt water. Next point is the Labrador Sea. Labrador Sea, it is bordered by the continental shelves and separates Canada from Greenland. And the next important sea is the Bering Sea. Bering Sea is situated on the extreme north of North America, separating the continents of Asia and North America. So Bering Sea separates the Asia and North America. Islands of North America. First one is Greenland. Greenland is a massive island situated between Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, and 80% of its land is covered by ice. And do remember, it is the largest island in terms of area of the world. Vancouver Island. It is situated on Canada's Pacific coast and is known for its mild climate and thriving arts community. It is separated from British Columbia mainland by the state of Georgia and Queen Charlotte Strait, and from Washington by the Juan de Fuca Strait. Now, the next important island is Hawaii Island. Hawaii Island is otherwise known as the Big Island, provides a vast canvas of natural environment, and it is the largest island of the Hawaiian archipelago in the Central Pacific. Now the next point is the Cuba Island of Antilles. It is known as the sugar bowl of the world, and its vast source of metallic resources include cobalt, nickel, iron ore, chromium, and copper. Other resources include the timber, petroleum, silica, salt, and arable land. Now the next important island is the Bermuda Island. Bermuda Island is the territory of the British Island in northern Atlantic and famous for its pink sand beaches such as Elbow and Horseshoe Bay. Now the last and major important island is the Prince of Wales Island. It is one of the islands of the Alexander Archipelago in the Alaska Panhandle. This ranks 4 among the island in terms of size. Okay, so and you can note down some other important islands of North America, which are Queen Elizabeth Island, Parry Islands, Ellesmere Island, Victoria Island, Baffin Island, Island of Newfoundland. So you must go through the various locations of this island on the map of North American continent. Okay, so that's all about the North American continent and its physical features. Thank you so much for listening and watching the video. Thank you so much.